Welcome back. Over 2 million children are to benefit from a mass administration of medicines to treat and prevent some neglected tropical diseases in Cross River State, Nigeria. The state government says it's looking at completely eradicating NTDs in the state by the year 2020.
Cross River State in South Nigeria, like most tropical rainforest regions around the world, is prone to many diseases associated with unhygienic water supply for consumption, soil contamination, amongst others. The state government says the state, through its partners, is poised towards making a difference in eliminating these diseases through rapid vaccination across the state.
Last year alone, we had distributed drugs to over 2 million people in Cross River State. This year, we are going to increase that number to more than 2 million because we want to make sure that almost the whole population is actually at risk of having NCDs. So we want to make sure that everybody at risk of NCDs actually has the prevention, because we know that prevention is always better than cure.
Beyond vaccination, people have also been encouraged to take personal responsibility through the use of simple precautions like sleeping under mosquito nets, engaging community members to administer medicines in their communities, amongst other measures.
Infection, and it will be preventable if the individual takes 1 tablet of Nectizan on an annual basis. For the lymphatic filariasis, surprisingly, a lot of people do not seem to recognize that lymphatic filariasis, otherwise called elephantiasis, is caused by the same mosquito that causes malaria. So sleeping under the bed net is a very important and preventive strategy. More importantly, to dispose of human waste and urine very effectively so that this transmission cycle is broken from where it is reinfecting the entire population.
This move by, you said, to ensure that these diseases are eliminated by way of promptly administering medicine for prevention is a good start for us.
As Cross River State and the world at large looks forward to rallying together to chart a new course towards a world free of NTDs, citizens have also been urged to take the necessary steps towards preventing disease.
Away from Nigeria, UN peacekeepers empowered to protect civilians have arrived in war-torn South Sudan to provide humanitarian assistance. The group is expected to provide support for engineering operations and help to prepare campsites for the rest of the peacekeepers.
The United Nations mission in South Sudan deployed a contingent of Rwandan peacekeepers to Abarok in Upper Nile State to facilitate the delivery of humanitarian assistance to tens of thousands of people fleeing from the country's conflict. At a press conference in Juba, the head of UNMISS, David Shearer, confirmed that peacekeeping troops were now on the ground, providing a secure environment for humanitarian workers so they can safely resume delivering aid.
We have positioned and flown in a peacekeeping force into the area. That peacekeeping force will be there temporarily to provide some support for humanitarian workers to be able to move in as well, and in particular for the ability of water trucks and water to be able to be brought into the area to help and assist those people who are there.
Tens of thousands of people from Waushiluk, Kodok and Tonga have fled ongoing violence in the region and are now sheltering in Abarok. Approximately 4,200 families have received materials for shelter and other necessary items so far. The most urgent need, however, is for clean water.
We are worried that without that assistance there could be an outbreak of diarrhea and possibly cholera. We've had 1 case of cholera already. And so the situation for us is the peacekeepers are there very much to support the humanitarian efforts to bring short-term relief to the people there until the rainy season comes, which I think will be in the next, we're looking at about 4 weeks in total presence in the village of Abarok.
To facilitate the humanitarian effort, UNMISS peacekeepers are providing site security, and the United Nations Mine Action Service is clearing old landmines on the road between Kodok and Aberok to provide a secure delivery route for aid.
The government of Sierra Leone has rejected a $7.8 million bid for one of the world's largest diamonds discovered in the country in March by a 39-year-old preacher, Emmanuel Momo. Proceeds from the sale of the excised stone will be a welcome injection into an economy battered by Ebola and struggling with high unemployment, corruption and poor infrastructure. Part of the returns from the sale of one of the world's largest diamonds will go towards building a church in Sierra Leone's eastern corner region, where it was found by Reverend Emmanuel Momo. The 39-year-old preacher and licensed artisanal miner says his cut belongs to the Lord. But Momo's plans must remain on hold for a while longer after the much-anticipated auction for the 706-carat gem fizzled when the government of Sierra Leone rejected a $7.8 million bid for the excised stone, saying it failed to meet its own valuation. The diamond, one of the largest uncut stones ever discovered, was handed over to President Ernest Bai Koroma by a local chief on behalf of Momo. Diamonds fueled a decade-long civil war in Sierra Leone that ended in 2002, in which 50,000 people were killed. Rebels forced civilians in the east to mine the stones and bought weapons with the proceeds, leading to the term blood diamonds. The country has been peaceful since the war, with 3 successful democratic elections. The United Nations lifted a ban on diamond exports from Sierra Leone in 2003, but the sector remains plagued by smuggling.
We are not politicians, we are religious people, but we see the effort, the impact where this government play in our land. I think there is no reason for Leone not appreciate the efforts.
Sierra Leoneans hope Momo's find will bring some positive developments to an economy battered by Ebola and the collapse of iron ore prices.
With all the wells we don't come up, we don't see nothing. So do you let government try at least a polytechnic or a university in Bilam?
I want the government to create good infrastructure, to create some school, medical hospital, and to empower the youth, because the youth are suffering.
World Bank data puts Sierra Leone's gross national income per capita at $620 in 2015. High unemployment, corruption and poor infrastructure persist in spite of progress and reforms. Diamonds and agriculture form the backbone of Sierra Leone's economy. The International Monetary Fund expects the country's economy to grow 5% this year as it continues to recover from the 2014 to 2016 Ebola epidemic, which killed nearly 4,000 people. And that's it on today's program. Thank you for watching. I am Bisi Adebayo.